I don't want to be locked in here. Please don't do that to me. Why would soup cans be in the freezer? Bean soup. Like both of these things. Soup and beans do not need to be in the freezer. Did Betty Crocker endorse this? I knew it. Welcome back. Today we are playing The Suicide of Rachel Foster. As you can imagine, there are some content warnings for this game. When you start the game up, the content warnings are super vague though. So it's kind of like, if you're sensitive to stuff that may be in games, here's a content warning. So I do want to put that out there. It can kind of be implied by the name though, that goes hand in hand with that, but I still want to honor the fact that there are content warnings for this game. Having said that, let's get going. I have not played this for myself. I've seen some of it, and I want to honor that. The game you're about to play is shaped by details. Dear Nicole, you are the daughter every mother dreams of. Beautiful, smart, and fair. We've been through a lot, and I know things haven't always been easy, but remember what Dr. Franklin said after your speech at high school graduation. Text doesn't seem to match the subtitles. Faced with the dragon, one must brandish sword and shield. Sometimes one has to know when to kneel before the dragon. I've always thought of you as a fighter who, faced with the toughest challenges, is capable of brandishing all the weapons necessary to fight courageously and heroically. We never talked about what happened with your father. With Howard? But now, I need to tell you a few things before this illness separates us. Are we at a funeral? The affair your father had with that young woman 9 years ago and her ensuing suicide broke our family apart forever. I imagine exactly what was going through your head in that moment. My father no longer exists for me. I can only trust my mother. That your father had irreparably betrayed our trust and that she had done the right thing by throwing herself off that cliff. That's such a harsh and like a hard thing to say though. Like that someone has like done the right thing by taking those actions. I was there. I've always been there. When you dislocated your shoulder at the first game, when you sobbed at night in a room you didn't recognize, when you kissed Duncan Forbes under the Christmas mistletoe in 1985, you marched against abortion in your first year at college. It's like the subtitles are our thoughts on the letter. Duncan was a good kid, but even if I've never said it so before, I immediately thought you wouldn't have a lot to talk about. Talking is the foundation for every relationship. If you don't talk, you drift apart. There is so much to say when you don't have a lot of time to say it. First of all, I'm sorry. First of all, I'm sorry. There's more to say after that. There are already these themes of loss, suicide, and like relationships, family. I never thought rage was an emotion worthy of a good Christian and potentially religion, but I used it to endure pain. I don't want you to live your life like I have, my love. I want you to be free from the past once and for all. That is why I want you to do exactly as I say. Fell our hotel? Or sell. Cursive. I'm not good at reading it. Sell our hotel. The hotel is my family's, and you're entitled to it. Go back there, Nicole. I've hired a lawyer in Helena. Is Helena Montana or Washington? I forget every time. Mr. Jenkins, to give you this letter, once your father has passed away, you will always be gone now. Or I will already be gone long. Take a quick inspection, sign the papers, and sell those walls that hold nothing but rage. Keep what you need to pay off your university loans and give the rest to the girl's family. So, like, Dad had an affair 9 years ago with a girl. And I'm assuming that had something to do with the relationship breaking apart. But it's interesting that the mom is saying, give the rest to the girl's family. Let's end this story once and for all. You don't usually hear people talk about it like that. We've always been there for each other. I wish I could have been there at your graduation, your wedding, my grandchildren's birth. But that's it. We don't know how much time we have. Use yours to love. There's nothing else worth living for, fighting or dying for, believe me. I love you above all else, your mother. 91. Wow. It's this idea that, like, rage isn't worth it. But love is, and, like, find ways to let it go, even though it feels like it's serving you in the moment. It's always easier said than done, though. Butterfly. Montana. Helen is in Montana. I don't know why I always think it's Washington.
The bad weather crossing Montana is amassing all the characteristics of an atypical storm. The bad turn is proving worse than expected, with above-average winds and snowfall, especially forecast for Helena National Forest Natural Reserve. The National Weather Service warns residents to follow all instructions given by local authorities and to avoid all unnecessary travel. Some concerned meteorologists are comparing it to the storm that hit Billings in 1955, with 42 inches of snow falling over a single night. Are we heading into the mother of all winters in Lewis and Clark County?
I wonder if whoever created the game doesn't live in the area, because I've never heard Helena or Billings said that way. That's
all I remember from the night we departed 10 years ago.
Hi, car. That's a storm. I'm assuming we're not going back out there. The ambient noise is really good. Okay, so I am assuming that we're at the hotel. I'm getting feelings of very, like, Stanley Hotel. Storm, going to a hotel, having it be empty, hopefully? And I guess I'm assuming.
The attorney said to check the office first. It should be just beyond the Mountain Museum at the end of the stairs to the main floor, if I remember right.
Sure.
Thank you for calling. Please leave a message.
So much stuff to look at. Oh my gosh, a cassette voicemail.
911 emergency. How can I help you? What's your emergency? Hello? Can you hear me? What's your emergency?
Mr. McGrath, Hi, it's Paulie from Century Telephone Company. I'm sorry to bother you, but as I told you last time, the company requires cutting off the telephone service to delinquent customers. I'm really sorry, Leonard, but my hands are tied. We have to go ahead. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Yeah, Nicole, it's Jenkins, the attorney. The hotel chain that wants to take over your hotel has just dumped a mammoth holy Bible of documents on my desk that I need to check through. I have to personally go to the county land registry office before we meet. Listen, I know you didn't want to go to your father's funeral, but now the hotel is entirely your property. The law requires you to assess its condition before putting it on the market. It's very noble of your mother to want to repay that poor girl's family, Rachel. Not everyone would deprive themselves of such a sum. Anyway, it's up to you now. Get to it. I'll bring you a burger you Portland folks can only dream of. Oh, I left you some notes and a master key on the dining room table of your family's old apartment. Start your rounds from there. Give me a couple of hours. Don't run off, all right?
Okay. So we've
We
learned.
should have hired a decent attorney from Portland, Mom, not this potato head. Come on, let's do this.
Yeah, but if you're doing a land sale in Montana, you probably need a lawyer who's like licensed or whatever in Montana. But we learned the girl who died by suicide is Rachel. The apartment we used to live in. So did we manage this place and not own it? No, because she said, the mom said that we, like, her family owned it. And who is Leonard? Is Leonard our dad? Because whoever Leonard is, they like astronomy. So we have a map, a to-do list. So Jenkins said he left the management key in the master suite. So there are things we can just look at, but not necessarily do anything with. Look file. Didn't they say the phone was cut off though? Interesting. But yet we got a phone call. The records. This room is cool though. Maps. Testament. Oh, the last will of Leonard. Eminent Claire, who's our mom. First beneficiary, Nicole. Yeah, so this is our dad, because we're their daughter. The following property, the hotel. Jenkins' letter. Nicole, this is to inform you that the nominated personal representative, Claire Wilson, is intended to transfer the property of Leonard Wilson's last will and testament. All the ownership rights and responsibilities are attributed to recipient. Please acknowledge receipt of this letter and confirm indicating your consent to the above transmission, returning it to me in the envelope. If I do not receive your reply objection to the proposed transfer, I will assume that you accord to it and that you will not be any further problems regarding the property named above. So Claire Jenkins. So all the like legal paperwork that says, hey, you get this property. How do we feel about all of this, though? It's our parents' room? Everything is just looks untouched. That's weird. It's weird that everything is so untouched. Sorry, what? Today I saw Rachel. There's a light everywhere. Love you, Rachel. Rachel is sad. That's a lot of writing about Rachel. Okay, so that was our dad's room? Are
God, everything's here exactly the same as when me and Mom left 10 years ago. It's so... Doesn't matter. Quick tour, nothing more, Nicole.
So yeah, we left suddenly 10 years ago. That's why it all looks the same. But is it the same for our dad? Like, what changed? Management
This
key.
is the manager's key my mom wouldn't give me when I was little. Huh. I'll need a master key for the guest rooms, though.
I'm not sure this is the same as for our dad's part, though. Because if Mom and Nicole left, what about the dad? Okay. Our room?
What is this, a joke? Hello?
Can you hear me? Is this Miss McGrath?
Wilson. McGrath was my father's.
This is Helena Federal Emergency Management Agency. My name is Irving Crawford. Mr. Jenkins told me you'd be arriving.
Mr. Jenkins is a very enterprising man.
Oh, I guess so. I wouldn't know.
I'm kidding.
Oh, right.
Any reason for your call, Irving from Federal... whatchamacallit?
I'm calling to assist you during your stay at the hotel.
What?
The timberline is old but sturdy. You'll enjoy your stay, and be safe, no problem. The furnace, wiring, it's all under control.
Oh, okay, enough.
What?
I don't know what Jenkins told you, but I have zero intention of staying here longer than, let's say, 20 minutes.
Oh. But the storm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm leaving straight away.
Maybe you're not aware.
Thanks for everything. Irving, right?
Irving. Yeah. You...
Bye.
Interesting.
This place is a real mess. Never thought to find anything like that.
Okay, so we don't have anything on our to-do list. Are we just leaving? What the fuck was that? Colors in this rug are very Stanley. What's that? I don't like these sounds. I first saw like, oh, this is a great ambience, and now it's like, that can stop anytime now.
Hello?
Hey, you still there, Irving?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm still here, Miss McGrath. I mean, Miss Wilson.
When you said this shack was sturdy...
Oh, that's what I was trying to tell you before. Around these parts, the weather...
How much time do I have to move?
The snow piles up pretty quick, and some parts over 3,000 feet are already icing over.
I gotta risk it.
You're not thinking of taking the car?
Obviously yes or obviously no. There's a time limit. Obviously yes.
Yeah?
Nicole, listen. If your car breaks down, we can't come get you. Not even with tanks.
Whatever happened to Miss Wilson?
Sorry about that. I just,
Nicole is fine. That said, thanks for everything. Again. Thanks.
Seriously, if you ended up out there with your car gone dead, with 12 inches of snow and 20 degrees below zero, your lungs would collapse in a few minutes.
I remember how things work in the mountains. Luck doesn't exist.
As a FEMA agent, I have to insist...
You know, you're not the first man.
To do what?
To try and stop me.
Hey, wait!
Bye. What can go wrong? I have a 1986 Dodge.
I've never heard of a government agency where they just reach out to individual
I
people.
won't stay here a minute more. No way. The attorney, he'll take care of everything. Fuck all this.
Like, even during intense storms, like, they don't reach out to individual people. As great as that would be, I've never heard of that happening. Don't like all the sounds in this hotel. Music is good too. Good as in it's unsettling, and I hate it kind of good. I think the only kind of car that I can think of off the top of my head as a non-car person is a Geo. Like one of those cars where you go to park and you think there's room for you to park, but no, it's just a Geo. Let's go.
Tell me you changed your mind.
You there?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, right. It's a direct line.
I can't find my car keys. My fucking car keys. I left them on the seat.
You sure?
Think so. Maybe someone...
No. Listen. This office is about 12 miles from the hotel as the crow flies. It's 40 miles by road. There's nothing or no one in between, and that's not a good thing right now.
God damn it, I knew it.
Oh, maybe the keys are in your pocket.
Wow, that didn't even cross my mind.
Only trying to help.
Yeah, that was kind of bitchy.
No problem. The keys will turn up. The good news is that we have these new cell phones. That's what they call them. Radio doesn't reach out there. I bypass the signal to create a direct line through a shortwave sequencer. It's like a two-way radio station that's always open.
Oh, this place. I vowed to never come back.
Listen, I might only be a voice, but remember I'm here for you. If you need me, just call. Seriously.
Ugh. Fine.
Call me suspicious, or cynical, or jaded, but I think it's weird that a government agent would have a direct line just for one person out in the middle of nowhere. Like, if we're talking about, like, resource management, like, where is it more effective to send your resources, right? Like, and potentially you just don't know how resource management works for the government in the 90s, right? Because this is 93. Which is why that comment about the cell phones makes sense. But it's weird to me that it, like, first off, he went to calling her by her first name so quickly. Like, the game even commented on it, but also, like, you have a direct line just for her? That's weird. I don't want to go into the boiler. Where am I going? I have to open the garage door. I think there's quotes in it. Okay, well, no, I'm still trying to leave. Okay. Even though we can't start our car? Because if we can't start our car, you're not gonna walk out in the snow. That would be awful. Like, I get not wanting to stay in this house, but... Just
Talk to me.
I can't open the garage door. It's a conspiracy, damn it.
Stuff freezes up with the cold.
I have to get out of here. I'm not sure you get it. Look, I left this place 10 years ago. I had no idea I would have to come back here, let alone stay a night.
Nicole, I know your story. Everyone in the valley knows it. Your father, Rachel.
forget it, or that name. Let's go with that name. I feel like that'll give me more information.
I haven't heard that name since I left.
I didn't want to be out of line.
Don't mention the past.
Okay.
That's some avoidance. It almost sounds like she's having like an anxiety attack, or maybe even building up to a panic attack, in the sense where it's like, I can't be here, this place is so awful and horrible, and like there's been so much avoidance with it, or whatever happened there. And maybe we don't know at this point what horrible things have happened here. Yes.
Hey, found anything useful?
Took 2 steps.
No keys, no garage door. I can't get out of here without freezing. Christ.
It's probably only for a night. The conditions might get better tomorrow.
They might?
Look, I'll be on duty all day. Call me when you want, even just to talk.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Irving.
Just doing my job. Nicole?
Yeah.
If I may,
What?
I'd like to give you some advice.
If it comes with the job.
You're safe up there. Just relax. It'll be fine. Okay. Later.
How far do those radios go?
I can't believe it. I'm stuck. Shit.
Well, if we're stuck, we might as well make productive use of our time. And I guess that is what we're doing. Day 1, which implies there's more days. Well, we already looked at this obsession.
Hello?
You still there?
Is that a joke?
Yeah.
Well, you're improving. What's up?
Oh, nothing. I mean, just wanted to say, you got everything you need to have a smooth night. But you should take a look at the main power system. You know, no one's been up there since...
Leonard's death.
5 days might not seem like much, but the timberline has an age.
I don't know. When I lived here, I was only a kid. I can barely find the bathroom.
Well, that's a good start.
Like, at least I won't wet myself?
No, I didn't mean...
Don't blush, kid. I was just kidding.
Oh, I just...
I'll call if I need you. Irving? It's me again, obviously. I could really use a shower.
Sure, you'll just need to turn on the furnace for the hot water.
Oh, my mom never wanted me to go down there, but I loved that place. Full of little spiders.
A real country bumpkin.
Oh, I was a pest. Now, I think I even forgot how to get there. I forgot almost everything about this hotel. Funny, right?
People forget what hurts, I think.
Never enough, Irving. Never enough.
Yeah. Well, furnaces are always in the basement. You won't have trouble finding it.
Is there more? Ellipses. Now let's ask for more.
Is there something else I should know, like, to survive?
Well, don't expect a 5-star menu.
Oh, really?
You could survive for months with what's in the pantry.
How
Let
do
me
you
guess.
know?
Canned beans, right?
Bean soup, baked beans, potatoes and beans, bean broth.
Starving suddenly seems like an acceptable option.
Like, how would they know what food or how much food is in the pantry? And that comment about we always...
Irving,
Are you at the furnace?
he's waiting for me. He's down there.
What? Who?
Old farting ghost.
Wait, what did you say? Old farting...
I used to hide down there with hotel guest kids and wait for old farting ghost to come and get us.
Farting... the furnace?
Yeah. When Leonard found out, he almost choked laughing.
Your father laughed about stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, that's long gone.
That comment about we forget what hurts us. I mean, that is something that can happen, but we can also remember it way too vividly. Because there's this dichotomy, there's two sides to this, right? We have a character who has forgotten some parts of this hotel, and some of that just happens naturally. We don't remember every single thing that's happened to us, but we also have a character who vividly remembers that she hates this place. So there's this element of trauma that has come with this too. This idea of like how much, when it comes to trauma impacts this brain, the parts of our brain that deal with memory. So there are some times when we vividly remember things, and then other times when we forget them. So it's not just as simple as saying you forget what like hurt you. Jar of beans. Yeah, there are a lot of jars. Cans. That's paint, though. Let's not eat that. Oh. Hydraulic pumps? This doesn't feel like something that we should mess with. Unless it's, like, as simple as a button, like, when the pilot light goes out. Something that simple we could probably mess with.
How's it going?
It looks real complicated.
Furnaces are all the same. Can you see the control panel?
I guess?
What does the pressure gauge read?
Huh?
The thing that looks like a clock.
Looks like 220?
Oh.
I don't like the sound of oh.
It should be more like 210 psi. Pressure's building.
You saying I have a choice between freezing or blowing up?
No. Push the green button. It's the starter.
Old farting ghost, you rank spirit. Wake up!
Huh?
Nothing. Just talking to an old friend.
This is not like my furnace. I don't think all furnaces are the same.
And here he is, in tip-top shape, I'd say.
You were right. The furnace is haunted. Now you've got hot water.
You have no idea how grateful I am.
Just doing my job.
Give me some good news.
Just letting you know that the rooms will heat up before the hallways.
I just want to go to bed.
Did you find a room you feel comfortable in?
Yeah, my old room. It's exactly like I left it. Leonard cleaned it, but he didn't touch a thing.
Same as you left it.
Exactly.
How does that make you feel?
They teach psych classes at FEMA.
Well, just being nice.
It's endearing. But I'm not 16 anymore.
There's lots of other rooms in the hotel.
No. I think I'll sleep just fine.
Okay.
Restroom? Well, this is interesting. Red paint. Egg. Didn't come? Huh. Is this something? Katie's room. Maybe an overflowing toilet though. What? Seriously? You need Jesus to poop? Okay, now I know where I am. I don't like that. Please stop.
Irving Crawford, FEMA.
Hey,
Hey!
listen, I just wanted to say, if I came across as obnoxious,
No problemo. I get it.
it almost feels like I'm getting used to being here again. Whatever. Forget it, I'm beat, and I'm rambling.
No. From the rumors that went around the valley about when you left the hotel, and all that rush, well...
Right, I forgot. The Wilsonian mythology.
Sorta.
Now I'm just gonna chill in my room with the posters of my favorite bands, playing my old bass, totally unplugged.
You play the bass?
I suck. I wanted to thank you. Knowing that I'm not alone here is a huge deal.
Yeah, well, thank you for, listening and not freezing to death in your car.
So I owe you my life then. Wow.
It's just...
Your job. I know. Night.
Night.
Oh, we actually do play it. Time before the internet. And, like, there was less mindless social media scrolling inherently. Although with something like this, you probably wouldn't even, like, get reception with how bad the snow would be. Although it looks like it stopped now. Holy shit, that's a lot of snow, but it's not still coming down.
Morning.
Good morning, Nicole. Get any sleep?
Like a rock or suddenly out cold. Sounds very similar. And like a rock.
I slept like a rock. I forgot my bed was so comfy. So, any news?
What?
Is it better or are you snoozing? Is it better?
Is the situation on the roads any better?
Just, give me a sec to get it together. Maybe I need some coffee. I didn't get any shut-eye last night, and...
Wait, you didn't sleep? Like, at all?
I thought you might need something, and...
But... You didn't go home? Because of me?
I'm a workaholic.
I only have one option.
So, meteorologists are predicting a peak real soon, probably tonight. You can't move, not just yet. In theory. What do you want to do?
Better off thinking about primary needs. I don't want to change the subject. Ooh, yeah, this sounds like keep pressing about the important stuff.
This kind of news at the crack of dawn. I'll eat, and then I'll think about it.
It's time for you to take a tour of the pantry.
I could eat a horse, or I have to survive. This sounds more like the humor this character uses. I could eat a horse.
Deal. I could eat a horse right now.
The baked beans will be scrumptious.
Okay, well, down to the pantry. So, I wonder how long...
Nicole?
Irving, how long has it been since someone's inspected the pantry?
Inspected? You mean stocked?
I'd just like to know if I should choose between malnutrition and food poisoning.
There'll be tons of things to eat. Oh, definitely no mice or roaches. Pretty sure about that.
I'm more concerned about the bacterial world, or a mouse ain't my ideal of a roommate. Yeah, I guess like bacteria, but if there's canned food.
I was thinking more like mold, bacteria, and such.
You'll see. There's nothing to worry about.
I had an ant farm. Sure, let's learn.
For a while, I hid an ant farm in the closet. I think Leonard suggested it. One morning, my bed was swarming with ants.
You must have freaked out.
My mother did. The ant farm ended up straight in the trash.
Your career as an entomologist nipped in the bud.
Didn't think I still remembered all these little things.
Well, that's a walk-in freezer. A kitchen. I mean, if the dad was just here 5 days ago, there would still have to be food. But also, why was he here so long? Like, I guess I picture someone still living in a hotel like this. I picture them, like... I don't know, like, I picture it being for a hotel that's being used. Like, why was the dad here? And also, why was the dad here taking care of a hotel that the mom technically owned? Oh, that's why there's moldy food. We can report about it.
There's some food, but it looks moldy.
Weird. I didn't expect that. There's a freezer. Take a look there.
Okay.
I get locked in this freezer. The game feels like a slow burn. And I'm getting lost. God damn. The game feels like it's building up to something, but it's a very slow burn. I don't want to be locked in here. Please don't do that to me. Why would soup cans be in the freezer? Bean soup. Like both of these things. Soup and beans do not need to be in the freezer. Did Betty Crocker endorse this? I knew it.
Hey, you kidding?
Like, do we want to freeze inside or outside? I don't see anything else that we can do in here. What? Are we gonna tell our friend and they'll be like, what?
I almost forgot. There might be a problem with the fridge door. Just make sure it doesn't
Are you
close.
fucking with me?
No. Wait, what did I say?
It would have been more useful to know that before I got locked in.
Oh, holy shit, I'm a freaking space cadet.
Yeah, I could have died in there.
Interesting to have a dish out like that. We cook our food here? I saw that. I hope it wasn't like a can, like an aluminum can or whatever they're making. Just put an aluminum can in the microwave. It's like this squelch with the boots, and it reminds me of when you like actually step on snow. Eee. As soon as I decide to leave, that's when the soup's like, hey, I'm done. Yes, I get it. Like a plastic container, like paper. Did it make me wait 2 minutes? 2 minutes in the microwave? I guess that would make sense.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to interrupt your continental breakfast. I got a hold of Mr. Jenkins, the attorney.
When's he getting here, or I am only taking good news? Like, is he getting here at all? Is that part of the deal?
About time. When's he getting here?
He tried to make it. His car ended up in a ditch between York Road and Valley.
Oh, come on.
He called 911 after just a mile.
You okay? Going to cry, or I'll finish the inspection. I guess, like, going to cry makes it about us, so let's just finish the inspection.
I might as well finish the inspection. I can do it without Jenkins.
He told me to give you a message. Here it is. He says to... This is a swear word, and you don't need to hear it. Nicole, at this point, start assessing the general conditions of the hotel on your own. Jot down what you want to keep. I recommend you start with the second floor. It's surely the most damaged.
Please, only call me if you've got good news.
Don't they usually have, like, professional assessors who do this kind of stuff? Like, also, if this character's been gone for, like, 10 years, like, if you've mentally lived without a lot of this stuff for 10 years, you can probably go without it. Like, I guess, in theory, right? Like, but that means she probably, personally, only has to go through, like, that one room. Or, like, that one place that, like, she used to live. And the rest of this, she can probably, like, do without and, like, sell it, right? Like, have an estate sale kind of a thing. Okay, so what am I doing? Inspect the second... That's so big. Oh, also, is this technically the second floor? Fuck is that? Holy shit, I thought it was my phone. And then I realized it was in the game. Either way, it gave me a fucking heart attack. Holy shit. Like, how would you do an inspection without being able to get into all the rooms? Not a bathtub. It's a nice bathtub. I mean, even being able to sell off the bathtubs, you could probably make a decent chunk of money, like... Is this, like, relatively new toothpaste? Someone just left? Assuming, like, an estate sale with all this stuff would probably make decent money. And it baffles my mind that you have all the keys. And that you're doing it yourself. I mean, that'd be like if I'm selling my house, and I'm like... I do my own... assessment of it. Of course I'm going to say everything's perfect. That's why they have some third-party person do the assessment. Oh. Zebra lived here at one point. Worked here, I should say. It's like schedules. Sends message. Left you the dynamo flashlight. You'll have to work a little to make some light. Take it? Ugh, no. Rude, I want a flashlight. Flashlights are always handy in games. And I was gonna say I don't know how I feel about it, but I do. I'm unnerved and creeped out. Is this all still technically part of the second floor? No, I'm on the first floor. The second floor is higher up. This is creepy. Is the museum? Hey, Montana. Full show? Oh, I'm like right in the face of Montana. Is it Blue Sky Country? Maybe. Oh yeah. Indigenous lands. Several of them in Montana. Go higher. This is the second floor. Okay. It's always confusing in games when they say that. That's the museum. Mold.
There's some serious water stains on the second floor.
That floor is pretty run down. There's some windows missing and water damage, too.
Yeah.
This is water damage. There's also some writing in a men's bathroom about pigs, so like that's a thing too. Oh, this floor just goes. It's a lot. Okay. So is Irving our like note taker? Document everything that I tell him about. Staff. I usually open up staff door. Oh, more mold.
From what I can see, I can't rule out serious damage.
Refurbishment was scheduled, but they never finished.
I literally thought that was like a sound behind me or something. Fuck! Stop that! Oh, this like wall isn't finished even. Oh, there's construction.
Here I am. What's up?
The hallway on the second floor is cut off. The door to the west wing is locked.
Your father started renovations, but he didn't get the bank loan and had to stop.
Leonard's attic is at the end of the hallway. His man cave.
Does that mean something to you?
I tried so hard to forget about that room for years.
Anyway, the west wing is pretty run down after all this time with no windows. Hello? You there?
You always have an answer to everything.
What do you mean?
You know too much, or tell me the truth. You know too much. Yes, I've been saying that. Let's go with that.
I've joked about it, but it's not funny anymore.
I don't understand, Nicole.
You know how to turn on the furnace. You know where to find food, and that the fridge door is busted. You know my family's story and the hotel's.
It's up to FEMA to deliver the supplies to isolated places like the Timberline. I've been up there with the truck every month since I've been on duty.
That doesn't explain
There's
it.
something wrong.
How should I have known? Or ellipses. Let's go with ellipses. I don't fully, like, that doesn't still explain everything.
I don't know. I don't know what you know and what you don't know. What difference does it make?
None.
I'm sorry if I upset you.
No one can upset me. I better keep doing the inspection.
These sounds are real unsettling, and I don't like them. Like that. So let's say, like, FEMA does deliver these supplies to rural places like that, which I don't know if they do or not. That still doesn't explain like, all of that. Because, like, I guess when I picture someone delivering supplies, I picture it like Amazon. You drop the packages off, and, like, that's it. It's not the same amount of knowledge about the furnace and all that other stuff. It's weird. Every time something weird happens, like the music and the sounds, I keep sitting here going, I'm sorry. Is that, like, coming from somewhere else? Is that, like, coming from like, my phone or something else like that? It's just... Room check. Something with electronics heating. Stink is worse. In the walls? Rats? Enough is enough. Oh, that's not great. Like, dead, decaying. I mean, that's what they were thinking too, right? But, like... What is this? Is that the bloodborne thing? Can't zoom in on it. Oh, yes, I can. But that's all I get. Good stop. It's thoroughly creepy now. What? Welcome to Good Burger.
Yeah. Hello? Who is this?
Don't understand or tell me who you are. Yeah, tell me who you are. Or, like, what are you gonna pay for it?
Who the hell are you?
Rachel is still there.
What?
Sell the hotel.
Is this a joke? Who is this?
Don't do anything stupid.
I'm sorry. I'll call the sheriff or fuck you. My instinct is to say fuck you. Don't call me stupid.
What, you think you can call my house and threaten me? Come tell me to my face, asshole!
Let's not invite them over. That doesn't sound wise. I'm processing. Okay, so our dad, 9 years ago, it's a very specific number, which is why it sticks out in my head. It's 9 years ago. We would have been, what, a teenager? 9 years ago, our dad had an affair. The letter almost implied that it was, like, a younger girl, so, like, maybe with a girl our age, which is, like...
You pissed at me?
It's talking. I am not 10 years old, or I got a different problem. I am not 10 years old. I'm curious what this reply is.
You really think I'm gonna sulk like a 10-year-old brat right now?
I can see why it's hard to talk about. There's still lots to clear up.
There's nothing to clear up. You delivered supplies to the hotel, you met Leonard, period.
You're right. I just assumed that your dad had told you.
Whatever. I've got a different problem. Someone just called the hotel.
What? Who?
No idea, or a secret admirer. Ooh, a secret admirer. Let's go with that.
Who gets their kicks out of crank calling me?
Well, your word gets around pretty fast. What did they say?
They said, Rachel is alive. Don't sell the hotel.
No.
Idiot.
There's something else that doesn't make sense. The phone lines are down. Leonard stopped paying the bill months ago.
I'll ask someone to run a check.
Can you do that, or they break my balls? Yeah, can you do that?
I didn't know FEMA had FBI authority.
Exactly.
Around these parts, time passes in a different way. Some stories seem like they've been forgotten, but actually they just sink down.
Sink down?
Like tea leaves in a cup.
What? Okay, that's creepy. Let's go with the first one. Okay.
I think I get it. Almost.
That girl's death. Rachel. It was the result of painful events, and now it's someone's obsession.
You talking about anyone in particular?
Well, her death ruined two families that everyone looked up to. Yours and Rachel's. Your father, McGrath, the genius astrophysicist, and Rachel's father, the upstanding Reverend Foster, known all over the county. Not something easy to forget around here.
You know what I think? They can go get fucked, every one of them. I know what we went through. No one else. Fuck them.
Okay. I got very rudely interrupted. Fuck, again! I'm still processing. Can I just get some time to think and process out loud? And I'm afraid if I keep talking and like actually start processing out loud, then the next day will happen and there'll be like conversations and I get interrupted again. Okay, so we've learned a lot of information. Okay. Fuck!
Hey, cutie pie.
What?
Daddy?
Nicole, it's Irving.
Oh.
Sorry.
I haven't slept like that in ages. Were there sleeping pills in the beans? Were there at this point?
Must have been sleeping pills in those beans. Since I've been here, it's like I'm literally hibernating.
You had a tough day yesterday.
I think I had a dream.
About?
My dad, or I don't remember. Ooh, let's talk about the dad. More information.
Leonard. Maybe.
Okay, I need you to pay attention though.
Should I worry?
The storm brought down some power lines. There are blackouts all over.
Why doesn't that surprise me? Or the lights are weird? The lights are weird.
Actually, the lights are acting a little weird.
I was afraid of that. I don't like the idea of you up there on your own in the dark. We gotta do something.
My electrical know-how is slightly limited.
It's okay. I can guide you to the emergency generator. If we activate it, you'll be self-sufficient.
That's it? Or where's the hitch? Where's the hitch? Also, how do you know where the generator is?
Too easy. Where's the hitch?
There are two ways of getting to the circuit breaker. Straight through the garage's side door, or from the floor you're on.
But...
The garage side door is stuck. You'll have to pass through the crawl space along the entire building and climb down from your floor. If the power goes out, you'll be completely in the dark.
All right. What do I have to do?
Check the closet in your father's apartment and see if you left anything you can use for lighting.
On my way.
I had a flashlight. Is there a pause button? Yes! Okay, I just want a moment to talk. Without being interrupted. We learned so much information. 9 years ago, our father had this affair with Rachel. The implication in the mom's letter was that Rachel was younger. And 9 years ago, we don't know exactly how old Nicole is, but there's kind of this implication that 9 years ago we would have been a teenager. And then like mom and Nicole left like right after that, right? So we know that dad was pretty obsessed with Rachel. And dad is like this astrophysicist, but like into some like alternative stuff too. But Rachel's dad is a reverend. We know that Rachel died by suicide. And depending on what religion we're talking about here, that can be like frowned upon in several religions, in the way that there are some religions that believe that you do not get to heaven, you get into purgatory, things like that. And so that has a lot of weight in a lot of religious kind of areas and belief circles. And not only that, but reverends are often, like historically, reverends or pastors or religious leaders have been kind of higher in society. They've been leaders of communities, going back to the time when not everybody knew how to read, but religious leaders could. So they became leaders because of that amount of privilege. And then this kind of been carried over since then. So this idea that like Rachel's dad had a certain amount of prestige that came with like what he did or how he was seeing the community. And then Nicole's dad had a certain amount of prestige with like the certificates he had, or like the education that he had. But something happened to where like he became obsessed. Like obsessed sounds super negative, but like the amount that he just kept writing about Rachel and the way that he wrote about Rachel doesn't sound great. And the phone call, like who that stands out to me. I mean, first off, it's creepy as shit. But who else knows that we're here, right? We know that the lawyer knows that we're here. And like potentially other friends or family that we might have told. Like the lawyer for sure knows that we're here. And what's weird to me is we told Isaac, oh yeah, the phones are out. So like who could have called us at the hotel? But what Nicole didn't notice is if the phones are fucking out, how could Jenkins have called us in the first place? Like if the phones were shut off because our dad couldn't pay the phone bill, how did the lawyer call us at the very beginning of the game? Like that was something that was said. There was that 911 call that was recorded. And then there was the thing from the phone place. It's basically saying like, we have to shut off your thing. And that happened before Jenkins called. So how did that happen? So either the phones are shut off and how did that Jenkins call happen? Or the phones aren't shut off. Also, how did they know that we were on that particular level of the hotel to call us there? It's kind of impractical if they called every level of the hotel and just waited for us to answer there. But a lot of those hotel phones are like internal only, which kind of implies to me that they are inside the hotel. Also, technically, Rachel told Isaac, like they said that Rachel's alive. They did not say that Rachel is alive. They said that she is here, and that's different. Rachel's body can be here. It does not mean she's alive. Like, the words we use have meaning and power, right? And so paying attention to our wording is important. Technically, the caller said, Rachel is there. That is different than saying she is alive. And Nicole interpreted it as she's alive, but that's different. And we also had that note from the cleaning people that said that the walls are stinking and they suspected rats. So is Rachel's body in the walls of the hotel? Ugh, that's not great. But then who would know about that? So, okay. My current theory is Rachel's dad was so obsessed with Rachel that when she died, like whatever happened with that, we don't have enough information about that. He like couldn't be without her kind of a thing. So he kept her in the hotel. And like Rachel's family or someone like that, someone who doesn't want to be without Rachel, like doesn't want to be without a place where they can like memorialize her, right? Like gravestones are very much the same concept. And so it's like, don't get rid of the hotel. Don't take that away from me kind of a concept. This is my current theory. Ooh. Okay, now if I'm interrupted, it's not that bad. I've been able to voice all my thoughts. Wait, so we need to turn on the generator? Why is that light still working? Ooh, that's pretty. Like sunset type colors. Oh, this is dark. Okay, we need the light though. Where is that flashlight? It was in like a staff room. It was on this floor. Lights are flickering. Okay, so I'm gonna explore this floor and try to get that flashlight.
Hey. Okay, almost there. I think the lights are getting worse.
You need to move fast. On the same floor of your apartment, in the staff area, there's a small storeroom. Your father asked us several times to fix the lock. Fingers crossed, it's still broken. That's where the access to the crawl space is.
I forgot that. Or what a professional tone. Let's comment on you. I want more information on you.
What a professional tone.
Yeah, I use it when I want to make a good impression.
You're the only human being I can interact with while I'm hostage here. Whatever you say will impress me. What happens when I get to the closet?
You'll have to go down to the breaker box and switch it on.
All right. Doesn't sound like rocket science.
Hurry up, please.
You suck at reassuring people.
Now, why is there a rush? It's in one of these rooms. Oh, now I can pick it up. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to keep doing this, aren't I? Wind up flashlights. This definitely creates an atmosphere. Also, why would you ask FEMA to fix a lock? What am I doing? Must enter the crawl space in the first floor staff area. Oh. So somewhere in here. I'm in the staff area, aren't I? Or is it in the same room so that way, like, you couldn't get to the dark area without the flashlight? Because that would suck. Ah, so these things are crawl spaces.
I found the crawl space, and also a dynamo flashlight.
Know how to use it?
I think I just have to push the lever continuously.
Is everything okay?
I don't remember it was so narrow. Claustrophobia. Claustrophobia. That's an element to this.
When I was a kid, I used to crawl through tunnels like a mouse. But the crawl space seems so narrow now.
Maybe you gained weight.
What?
It's called growing up.
Asshole. I wonder if the claustrophobia has anything to do with what we experienced when we were a kid. I like these elements of zooming in on the hand. It kind of break up the rest of the like first-person narrative. Why is there a light here? I guess it really was like super intended to be used. Stop calling.
What's wrong?
You're clairvoyant or I'm in the dark.
I am totally in the dark. I'd appreciate some help.
Okay, stay calm. Can you see the bundle of cables above your head? Anyway, there should be some cables along the...
Yeah, I know what a bundle is.
Okay, easy does it. All you need to do is follow them and you'll get to the generator room. Don't go any other way, otherwise who knows where you'll end up.
Perfect. I got the flashlight, sorta. I got my breadcrumb trail, more like my cable trail, whatever. I can do it.
All right, yep, easy.
Does it?
You know I'm gonna go the other way. Where does it end up? We can actually go there. Oh. Just like out in the hall. I looked at this grate earlier, but I didn't really think anything of it other than like a weird shaped grate. They made it sound so ominous, like, oh, you better not go up there. Again, like, how would he know? How would he know all of these things? It's super weird to me. It's not like he was, like, a general contractor or something like that was hired here. He's, like, FEMA. Like, that's... I keep finding these cigarettes here, too. Different brands, which I think is the weird part in my mind. Usually people prefer their brand. That's my experience. Is that a mannequin? Okay, Okay, so that goes down there. Which means I'm gonna go down here first. Super easy, just like find your way back after you investigate. Like, was someone stockpiling cleaning supplies and toilet paper? Like, you know, it's a year ago. Okay, so we are... Oh! Right near the women's bathroom. I guess that makes sense, the toilet paper. I commented on this, too! Okay, go back in. I don't like that, like, interference thing. It feels like these crawl spaces would be, like, what a kid would love, but also, like... Yeah, an easy place to hide a body. Or just, like, anyone. There are those horror movies where we just have people who just live in the walls. Ugh. This one is ominous. Red lighting coming through. Even if you took the wrong turns, you would have still ended up here. Because, like, obviously those other places aren't the generator. I don't know if we wanted to look at that. Lipstick. Red doll. Weird. Doesn't lipstick, like, go bad at... Why did we keep that, of all the things?
What's up?
Hi. I want to ask you something.
Okay. Go ahead.
How long has the hotel been closed?
About 4 years. Yeah, from 89.
I mean, did anyone think about doing a thorough clean of the basement?
Don't know. Probably pretty rushed. Why?
I found something.
Another Polaroid?
A lipstick.
Huh.
Lipstick here. Can you explain that? Can you explain
Doesn't that seem weird?
It's a lipstick?
You don't get it. It looks really old. I remember this brand. The girls at school used it. Weird.
What?
It didn't dry out. I could even use it now. It's perfect.
I'm afraid I don't get it.
Irving, this brand doesn't exist anymore. It's been, I don't know, 9 or 10 years. Strange someone should wait 10 years to open a lipstick just to use it, don't you think?
Why are you telling me this, Nicole? You want to get pretty there with the generator?
Gives me the... Let's go with that.
Are you crazy?
Nicole, it's just another one of those things customers forget.
No.
Well, yeah. You're probably right.
No, lipstick goes bad. Stop opening and closing doors automatically. Lipstick goes bad after a while. I can't remember how it goes bad, but it does. It goes bad. I also feel like we're going to use that screwdriver. So, like, that is weird. It also feels very purposeful. It's like, okay, you have to go to this generator, and, oh look, there's a lipstick there. It's weird.
Reporting is ordered, sir.
You awake?
Sorta.
Oh.
You forget your coffee?
For once, I don't need it. I gotta talk to you about something.
Okay.
So, where her body was found. This feels... Trying to solve a crime. Is she really dead?
Here I am.
You didn't tell me you knew Leonard.
I thought we'd been through that.
Let me finish. I spent the night going through his stuff, and I want to know what you think.
About what?
You obviously know more about this place than I do. About what went on here, since I left at least.
What do you mean, you went through his stuff? What are you looking for?
Someone calls me and says Rachel is alive. Then a lipstick appears out of nowhere. It feels like something weird's going on.
Rachel is dead.
I want to shed light, or I don't know what to think. Let's go with this first one.
That's what everyone says. But maybe the story deserves a second pass. There are too many gray areas.
Look, the storm is dying down. You'll be able to leave soon and go back to your life. And you can forget about the whole thing, like you did 10 years ago. What do you care about this old business? It's not worth losing sleep over just to play detective.
I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan, or I want to follow my instinct. That one feels less joking.
I'm not busy at the moment. I want to follow my instinct. Haven't done it in so long, and it feels like things don't add up here.
Okay, let me hear what you're thinking.
If there's one thing Leonard taught me, it's that you gotta listen to what's buzzing in your head. First, it might just be a confusing noise, but if you connect the dots, then it starts making sense. And right now, I've got a beehive in my head.
All right, let's go hunt some bees then.
Plus, like, this has a direct impact on. And again, what else are you gonna do? Like, you're surrounded by all of this. And avoidance doesn't help. And if you've avoided all of this up until this point, maybe now is when you start actually facing it. Friends, story, newspaper clippings, Rachel's death. Let's start with Rachel's death.
I found a copy of the local paper, dated December 29th, 1981, the day that the body was discovered. According to the forensics report, Rachel had been dead for days. She was 9 weeks pregnant.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was the official version.
What? As in there is an unofficial version? Friend's story. What's that one?
In this article from a couple years back, there's a statement by some girl who affirms she saw Rachel in a hallway at the Timberline.
Who's this girl?
A classmate, Glenda Ferguson. I tore out the page. I think the magazine was MT Woman.
Nicole, that's a gossip magazine. They would sell their mother, even their cousins and nephews, just for a bunch of new readers.
Maybe you're right, or she couldn't have been wrong. Maybe you're right.
I know it's not a very reliable source.
Rachel fell 90 feet into a void. She can't be alive.
I thought I was the skeptical one here.
But what about her body? And how well known was the affair? Right? Like, it's one thing to have Rachel's mom know about it and to have it be known within a family, but it's another to have it be known within an entire, like, community. Also, like, these are not small towns in Montana. Like, I don't know the size of Helena. Is that the capital? That's the fucking capital. That's the capital, Montana. Ooh, camera. The Butte, like, Missoula, Helena, Butte, Great Falls. Like, these are not small towns in Montana. I don't know how big they would have been in the 80s, but, like, in current day, these are not small towns in Montana. So, like, we're not talking about, like... I'm talking and thinking! Like, we're not talking about, like, communities that are, like... 1,000 people. Like, these are like capital cities and shit like that. I believe. I could be wrong. but these are like definitely some of the bigger cities in Montana. So like, I guess how I picture it is, like, this would have made state news for weeks, if not months. Like, this would have been major news. Granted, major news in the 80s is different than it is today because of the nature of social media and the internet, but still, like, again, these are big cities in Montana.
So, listen to this. Graphologists doubt the authenticity of the suicide note left by the girl.
Who said that?
An investigative journalist. The article came out a year after her death.
You think it's a setup?
Perhaps.
Okay, I'll hear you out.
I think, I don't know how often this happens, but I would be surprised how much we might want a suicide to not be a suicide, because, you know, does murder feel better? And this idea of, like, the friend's story thing, or this idea of, like, you know, was it not, you know, whatever it was, right? It has nothing to do with the body, which is, like, because my theory is the body is somewhere in the hell, not her. I don't think the death is faked, right? And that has nothing to do with any of this either. Okay, so we can't click on these things. You really did. Pastor is an element of this, right? Lipstick. And the book that mentions her. Pastor Foster.
You know, I can't stop thinking about Rachel's father.
Reverend Foster. He was a very strict man. Harsh, even for pastor standards.
He and Leonard spent hours debating the nature of reality, the universe, and God.
Well, opposites often attract.
Do you ever see him?
Rarely. He gives a service once in a while.
I don't like priests, or he seems like an alien to me. Let's find out more information.
Priests always made me nervous. Them and their invisible boss.
His daughter's death destroyed his ego. His faith made him even more cynical and lonely than he already was.
I can remember him demanding total perfection from Rachel. That was insane.
You don't think he could have harmed his daughter?
Hey, no. But even Reverend Foster is a player we shouldn't underestimate in this story. Just saying.
Right.
So, if these two men talked about theology and philosophy, that could be how Rachel met Cole's dad.
Remember the lipstick I found downstairs?
Yep, you made a big deal about it.
It doesn't smell.
Should it?
After they've been open for a while, lipsticks smell really bad.
Maybe there's been other women. I mean...
No way, or yeah, sure. No way?
From what I gather, Leonard was a sort of recluse. And don't forget, the lipstick is really old.
Could the cold have preserved it?
Possibly.
Anything else?
Maybe that's how lipsticks go bad? But, like, when you open up a new lipstick, a lot of times I think they're just, like, in a box. So, like, they're not preserved necessarily. So even if you got an old lipstick and just, like, didn't open it for, I don't know, what, 10 years they said? It would still, in theory, smell bad when you finally opened it. Unless it's like, unless someone went through the effort of creating one, like pouring one into a mold that looked like that one. Like, you know, you put it in the case, or like plopping one that has a similar color, because like who would really know the difference? And putting it in this case, right? You just like plop off the thing and put it on another one. But that's so much effort to go through. Granted, all of this is a lot of effort, now that I think about it. And why for Nicole? Why go through all this effort for her?
Hey, I found a book in Leonard's things. It's a collection of poetry, but it's got notes written in it.
Did your father write them? What do they say?
Dates, notes, thoughts. Listen to this. Today I saw Rachel. Or Rachel is sad. Or Rachel says she feels alone.
He kept a diary about her.
But the book was printed 8 years after Rachel's death.
Do you mean it's like he was talking with Rachel after she died?
As if he saw her.
Well, I mean, there must be an explanation.
Of course, there's an explanation for everything, and we've got to find it.
Okay, I'd say that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough for tonight. Today, or what the hell time is it?
You think there's a lot to dig up in this old story?
Till I know exactly what happened, or you want to stop me. Ooh, you want to stop me. Yeah, what are his thoughts on that?
You'll have to get out of this phone thing and drag me into town.
You don't need my approval.
Good job. You're getting the hang of it.
But sometimes it's better to leave the skeletons in the closet. Once they come out, you never know what they'll have to say.
It's a risk I already considered. I can handle it.
Hard-headed like your father. Trust me, at least on this one thing. Go to bed. You need it.
Agent Crawford, this bit of advice. I'll follow it to the T.